much more common in Afghanistan right now than attacks by insurgents dressed as U.S. troops are attacks by those dressed as Afghan police. Here's CNN's Anna Corin with an exclusive report.
Joe, it's been a deadly weekend here in Afghanistan with more green on blue attacks, that being Afghan soldiers turning on the coalition troops that are training them. Well, 4 U.S. soldiers were shot dead after an Afghan soldier turned his gun on them. Well, 2 British soldiers were also killed in a separate attack. Now, this takes the death toll for insider attacks to 51 so far this year. Now, CNN gained an exclusive access with an Afghan police officer who claimed to have killed 2 U.S. soldiers in a green on blue attack 3 years ago. In a small house in a Taliban-controlled village is a man who claims to be responsible for a green on blue attack. With his face covered to hide his identity, he pulls out his police uniform, something he hasn't worn since the attack on the 2nd of October 2009. On patrol with U.S. forces in Wardak province in central Afghanistan, this father of 2 says he waited for an opportunity to launch his premeditated attack. The Americans went inside the nearby school for a break, he explains. They took off their body armour and put their weapons down. At that moment, I thought it was the right time, so I took my gun and shot them. 2 soldiers were killed. 25-year-old Sergeant Aaron Smith and 21-year-old Private First Class Brandon Owens. 3 other soldiers were injured, including Captain Tyler Kurth. When asked why he turned his gun on the U.S. soldiers training him, he said, "Because Americans were oppressing people in my country. They were burning copies of the Holy Quran and disrespecting it." Having escaped from the scene, he claims he was later captured by the Taliban, who thought he was a policeman. When I told them I had killed Americans, they took me to a safe place, gave me new clothes. Then they drove me to Quetta, Pakistan, where the Taliban welcomed me very warmly, like a hero. He says he later moved to Iran for 3 years, returning to Afghanistan only recently after being told it was safe. They said Americans were not everywhere like they used to be. The Taliban had brought security and I should return home. I'm happy to be back in my country. Green on blue, or insider attacks as they are known within the military, have sharply increased this year here in Afghanistan. It's an alarming trend that has coalition forces extremely worried, and every single time there is an attack, the Taliban immediately claims responsibility.
The Taliban lie, and we know they lie. We think they overstate their influence on these tragic incidents. We think somewhere around 25% of them are insurgent related to some degree. The majority of attacks, according to the coalition, are related to personal grievances, cultural differences, and the psychological fatigue of an 11-year war that is about to enter its 12th year. And while trust has been undermined, forcing new measures to be put in place to protect international troops, the Afghanis are determined to ensure these insider attacks don't derail this vital partnership.
We will continue to work together. We have been working for the last 11 years. We have built a very good relationship together, and this will continue despite any effort by the Taliban to make us separate. That will not happen.
But for this 30-year-old Afghani, he believes these attacks won't stop. I know they will increase. I know more people will do what I did. That certainly is a chilling statement and a real concern for US and NATO forces who are in the process of handing over power to the Afghans while trying to prepare for an exit here in 2014. Joe.
Anna Corin reporting. A prominent columnist